Hi, welcome to today's episode. As you have seen in my previous blogs, I am back in a familiar place and I'm trying to get my life back in order to the extent that I can. So in today's episode, I would like to indulge in deep cleaning, preferably decluttering, and I feel so overwhelmed. I do not know where to start. I don't even know what the scope of this work will be. But join me. Let us see. I feel like one of the reasons I have a camera up is so that I can have like an accountability to myself. I feel like if I just indulge in this alone, I might sink in it. But I'm hoping by inviting you in, I will encourage someone who might be in the same space like I am. If there's one thing that I've learned in this season, something that I find myself telling myself over and over in a journal, something I find my support system telling me is that you need to do at least one thing, especially if you're in a season where you feel like you're sinking. You can choose to surrender to that feeling. You can choose to cry. You can choose to go deeper into that state of depression, that state of sadness, or you can look at one thing that you can do. And this video is me doing that, looking at the one thing that I can do. If all I do is put up this camera and talk to you, then that's it. But I'm hoping by looking at this camera like this, I will grant myself the willingness to do something else, to clean one space, to clean one room, to sort through one item. And I hope this encourages someone out there. I hope it empowers you. I hope it reminds you that in a state where you feel so empty, so lost, so clueless, in cleaning that one item, in doing that one thing, you are reminded that you at least have that one thing that is within your control. That you are made of all the choices that you make, one day at a time. I'm comparing what my life is today being a Saturday, and what my life has been for several Saturdays over 7 years. And I feel so disheartened. I feel so sad. But is sadness the choice I will keep making day in, day out? So this is me willing myself that even if when I shut off this camera, I'll succumb back to sadness. I want to just remember that in this minute that I spoke on the camera, in this second that I turned on my camera, that I was in control, that I didn't let sadness win. Let us see what this episode will look like. Thank you so much for clicking into this episode, into this video. Thank you so much for listening in till this moment. Thank you so much for your comments. I realize that people have started commenting on my videos, and it means the world. Thank you so much for those who take time to comment, and I am looking forward to your continued support, continued engagement, continued subscription. Thank you so much also for the new subscribers. Okay, let us do this.
If you ever see me cry, just know it's not all that easy for me to do. least not with a visible audience, whether it's hundreds or tens or one or two. I save my tears for when I'm solo, and I rather prefer it this way, although every now and then I'll admit I wish I had it in me to cave into the floods that I'll sense are creeping in. They build up behind closed doors that, out of fear of drowning another, I refuse to open. And it's not to mention, I've been subconsciously trained to have little faith in the outcome of specific responses when they're worn with pride on my sleeves. See, maybe I don't need consoling, and I'm repulsed by pity, so I'd rather not indulge in being so fragile if someone else is with me.
So the storage situation in this house is not is not well aligned, or rather I haven't gotten around to aligning it, and because of the space I'm in mentally, emotionally, I don't think today is the day I'm going to align it. So I'm going to arrange the things the same way I arranged them until I get things figured out. So in this corner is where I used to arrange my yarn and my shoes. So I want to organize that, and at the same time I want to declutter. Progress. A win is a win.
You should be proud. No matter what doubt has to say, you've been through battles, knocked on your knees, and found courage to stand. You've come a long way. Even if it doesn't quite feel like it. You've given all you got when there was nothing, just a silhouette taking its form. And you hold in spirit more density, like honey at its core. It's not about your weight or where you've been or if you'll ever be more. It's not about the money you do or do not have. The younger you from way back when didn't care about all of that. Be pleased you've made it here to reflect, because it's not a walk in the park to do so. With rocks in your shoes, you've still progressed, and you could have very well given up. But now you have some room to grow, and your perseverance on its own is surely something to be proud of. There's a reason before things get better, they get worse.
But life is handing you all that you've earned.
Life is unfolding in your favor.
If you say it, believe it, then it will.
It's easier said than done, but everything is, and nothing changes if you stand still, if you're not moving, shifting, growing even a little.
So open yourself up again, even if it feels like a risk.
All those roadblocks you faced, they were simply guidance.
all you've dreamed of becoming is already in you.
Life is ready for your moment.
The real question is, are you ready for it too?
Stop waiting for things to fall into place, for that person to come around, for all your pain to fade. No one is coming to save you. And you have no control over the ones that come and go, regardless of what you've been taught, despite how it's instilled in you false hope. Surrender to what isn't in your hands, but for the factors of which you have a say. Stop waiting for them to go your way. You won't get this very moment again. And the future is formed when you are ready to take on what the present has to offer. Stop waiting and make the most of it. Let your actions be what steer you forward. To manifest is not just to believe. It is to put your efforts in while accepting that the universe will lead. Anxiety does not mean you are broken. It does not correlate to what you deserve. Just because your head is filled with thoughts that fear they won't be heard does not mean they must remain unspoken. A heavy chest is not a hardened heart. To feel is human, so don't invalidate or try to disregard if something isn't sitting right. Perhaps it's time you look within and let your scattered focus follow. Trust your intuition, for it is never wrong. You know exactly what you need. You've known it all along, but even Earth itself can be found shaking. Its layers cracked and unsettled, yet we listen close when nature calls. We are an extension of its soil after all. Anxiety is nature's warning of a likely rainfall. From clouds that overcast your mind, let it pass and let it tell you the truths you may have been denying. You are not broken. You are not inferior. Sometimes we all just need a breather. Not everything needs an explanation, you know. Some things are better off left a mystery, some elements left afloat. In the abyss, we're so determined to understand all the difference this world has, or the ways Mother Nature so without order plans, but life is not a project. At the rash palm of our hands, it's a miracle. And if you're lucky enough to withstand the twists and turns, the sporadic manners through which we learn, do not waste it and attempt to find reasoning. For in that process, you misuse the meaning of receiving what simply is. Not everything must be a debate or a discussion. You can fill in the blanks on your own, or let the space exist in peace. The unknown is meant to be unknown. So consider what you're still searching for, and let your thirst for answers go. You're okay. Even if worlds are colliding, or you and the people you care for are dividing, you're okay. Though here may not be where you want to be, or you're just waiting for the results you've been striving to see, it's okay. You're okay. If you feel like you're underappreciated, or that you're guilty for falling apart beside the ones who catch you, know you're allowed to be jaded. Most of us are, but you're okay. Because some of the greatest arts are made by mistake. There's beauty in the ice that forms, even in the darkest of winters, and here is where you'll learn to cope better. You can't skip the parts that will thicken your skin, so that you are prepared for when greatness is given, and it will be. And in that process, you'll be valued wholeheartedly, but you'll have to be the first to embrace that. So you never doubt your worth and ability to move past a challenge of any kind. You're okay. Now and in time.
These are all the ants I have. This is iron that is here, but I don't think it looks good up here. These are the work in progress. And these are projects that clients have paid for. Projects that I want to give to people. And the bin is for my business. Yeah, so I think I'll leave this one at that. And I'll put these ones here. Because I want to feel like the place is organized. Now let's start on the shoes. Let me tell you the conflict I have with shoes. These are one of the most expensive shoes that I have. It's the Air Max. Never have I owned Air Max before. But you know, and I only wore during my brother's send-off. So is these shoes that I want to keep. I mean, it's black, if it's comfortable, I might need it, but I don't know how I feel about these shoes. They just have so much memories. That's the first thing. The second thing is I used to be a high heel girly. High heels used to make me feel so confident, so beautiful, so sexy. All the adjectives that I currently don't feel, and all the adjectives that I don't think, I don't know if I ever want to feel. Has life ever dragged you by your hair to a point where you don't even want anyone looking at you and considering you sexy or beautiful or confident? So I really feel like giving out all my high heel shoes, because it feels like that season has gone. And if it ever comes back, maybe I'll shop. These high heels, I love them because they're an animal skin. Snake, I presume. But they're very comfortable. Unlike this shoe that when you put on a flat, you see there's an inclination. This one is not really, the inclination is not as steep. But I really love my shoes. And I love the history behind this. This one I bought before I even got a stable job. And I bought it prophesying that I will get a good job. This was straight after campus. I like the way it has, you can match it with black, you can match it with the red, you can match it with this one. And if you wear a monochrome color, this one just adds that little something. But by God, I feel like that was years ago. Right now, I don't know if this is the energy that I want to go for. The shoes that I want to keep are shoes like these ones. They're boots, they're stylish, they're comfortable. You can wear it with dress, you can wear it with the jeans. This one too. I don't know. When it comes to heels, I don't know. When I wear this with a matching handbag, you know, some of these shoes that you keep because of the hope that you have. But then right now, is there anything or anyone who will make me feel like I want to walk on high heels again? I feel like a lot of things has been peeled off my life. That if I ever am confident, if I ever will feel beautiful, it won't be superficial items. It won't be things like this. So I don't know. I don't know if I should put the high heels here until when I can make a decision. This one I'm keeping. These are in the same shoes with the boots. They're very comfortable. You don't even stray. I've never owned a pair of shoes like this. This one and IMAX. same WhatsApp. I got this one for his memorial service. You know, life is so weird. You wake up one morning, it's a Monday, and your life is okay, it's perfect, you're planning how to conquer that week. What you don't know is that by next Monday, life will throw you in corners where you'll be demanded to make funeral plans, do shopping for the one person who has always been there. Like, how do you wake up one Monday and you're okay? Then the next Monday you're not. In fact, life is demands that you hurry up. You do the shopping as fast as humanly possible. You do the plans as fast as humanly possible to lay someone to rest, to give them a befitting goodbye. And this is what this shoot reminds me. Like, today you might be okay. You literally don't know how tomorrow will look like. You literally can't tell how much life will demand of you. These shoes I was gifted by my best friend in over 6-7 years. And I've always worn them in interviews and in serious meetings. They are part of those high heels. They are shoes that I wear on official businesses. I do not know where I got these shoes. I don't remember if I've ever worn them. And then that is one of the reasons that I might be feeling a little bit some type of way about giving it out, because I don't remember. I feel like I've not gotten enough wear out of this. In the book by, I forget her name. Is it I'll put the title of the book here. She says, there's something that she says in that book that I found very revolutionary. If you listen to most people who talk about this book, they say about when you're decluttering, you need to hold an item like this, and you need to figure out by yourself, does this thing bring you joy? Does it bring you get? So, and then some people were saying about something about a shoe like this might not necessarily bring you joy. A shoe like this might not necessarily bring you joy, but it is useful in your day-to-day wear. So you keep things like those. Her book, what I found revolutionary is sometimes an item doesn't have to fulfill the purpose of, like, you've worn it so much until you have to give it out, or like you've moved into a different season. She says sometimes the sole purpose of an item is to see yourself having bought it. Sometimes that is all there is to it. When I read that line, she puts it in a better way than I've explained it. I remember just feeling a sense of relief, because now, as a person who has a background in finance, everything that I buy, you have to put good use to it. You have to, if it's a shoe, you have to wait until you've worn it. If not for a specific event, then for a certain period, until you've gotten the useful life out of it, then now you can give it away. But then when you get shoes like this one, I got these shoes at 50 bob shillings. I will never forget looking at the price and wondering, And when you look at this shoe in theory, it's such a good shoe. It's still sturdy, it's still beautiful, it's a wedge. But then, for me, it chips on my skin. That's why I can't wear like twice in a row. So when you wear twice in a row, this thing will leave you with wounds on your ankles. So things like this is what the writer talks about. That sometimes you buy something not for you to wear it as much. Sometimes it's just that satisfaction. Have you ever bought a dress, a trouser, and then once you bring it to your closet, it's like, I have one such piece here. I have got this gray windbreaker that I think I bought it because it was cheap. And it is a windbreaker that has a neutral color gray. So I thought I could easily use it to layer it. And since the Nairobi weather is so bipolar, I thought when it gets a little chilly, I could wear it. When it gets cold, it could just be sort of a sweater. And then because it's a neutral piece, I thought it was also going to be okay in the fashion sense. Tell me why, since I bought that windbreaker 3 or 4 years ago, I have never worn it a day. Even the way we say, let me wear it here in the house, I've never worn it. And always try to give that windbreaker away, and I'm like, I haven't worn it even a day. I haven't worn, and that is why it's still in my closet. I think today I'll give it away. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking if I really trusted God with my life, like with my seasons, I would not question about giving out these high heels. I feel like if I really trusted God, I'd give out these high heels right here, right now, because someone will definitely enjoy this, whoever this person is. They will make good use out of it. And if time changes, when time changes and life demands that I wear heels, and it's something that will bring me joy, it's something that will bring me confidence, you know, it is something that will help me fulfill purpose, His purpose. If I trusted God, then I will trust for His provision in that season. And you know, sometimes decluttering is all about that, celebrating this season as is. Mourning and grieving for whatever needs to be mourned over or grieved over, letting go, and giving way to the new season. I think I'm going to give these shoes away. This one specifically, this one I'm so sure about. As I determine whether or not I want to experience another loss of these shoes. I don't know what criteria you use for when you declutter, but for me, my criteria is, especially when things are too worn out, I throw them away. But I don't give out clothes or shoes or items that are spoiled. I don't give them out because they are no longer usable. Most of the times I give things out because they are no longer serving me in a certain season. So if you look at this shoe, you'll see it's in its perfect condition. I can't remember the last time I wore it. And so is this bag. My sister gifted me this bag when I was working in a company that demanded that we carry a laptop once in a while, especially on Fridays and over the weekends. So now that I'm no longer working there, nevertheless, someone who is going to get a lot of use out of it. Yeah, so see you in a few. When I grow up, I want to know what people put in these sections where there are no partitionings. This is where I put anything that I don't want to deal with. And yes, that's money. I managed to clean my bedroom. This is what I decided to do ultimately. And in my books, a win is a win. Yeah. I also love butterflies. Don't ask me why. I have no idea.